San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is urging the governor to sign SB 43, a bill he says will expand the state's conservatorship law and force severely mentally ill people to get the help they need. Welcome to The Four. I'm Heather Myers.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal joins us live from City Hall with both sides of this issue. Kelly.
Yeah, that's right. And there are a number of people on board with this. Firefighters, nurses, parents, all stood alongside Mayor Gloria today in support of SB 43. Now, if Governor Gavin Newsom signs it into law, it could force people, if they're too sick to care for themselves, to get treatment.
We have to be able to provide a level of care to these very vulnerable individuals, because when we don't, we know what happens. They cycle through our emergency rooms, they interact with our first responders, they go to jail. I think we can all agree, no matter where you stand on this issue, that jail is not an appropriate place for people suffering from mental health issues.
So what does SB 43 do? Well, right now, under the current law, it is very hard for someone to qualify for a conservatorship. You must be considered gravely disabled. SB 43 would broaden the definition to include people who suffer from mental illness or substance use, who are at great risk of serious harm. So we heard from two local mothers today who have sons with severe mental illness. And one of the big things they talked about is how difficult it was to get them the help they need. And so they were forced to stand by and watch their sons suffer. Now, Anita Fisher lives in San Diego. She shared her story on 60 Minutes this past weekend. Her son was diagnosed with schizophrenia. She says he cycled in and out of jail, sleeping on the streets. He refused help, but she was told he wasn't sick enough to qualify for a conservatorship. She says outdated laws shouldn't be able to pick and choose which severely ill people deserve treatment.
It never gets easier watching someone you love suffer, living on the streets, or visiting them behind bars while they're still in the throes of their condition. There were times we saw him so sick in his symptoms, I would feel so distraught as a mother that I would wonder if he was better off leaving this world.
And so that really just shows you how much pain she was in watching her son suffer. Now, critics of this bill say it would take away someone's human rights, their civil rights, that it would just make them easier to be removed from society. The governor now has until October 14th to sign this bill into law, and Fisher is optimistic he will. Heather and Carlo.
And Kelly, care court set to begin next week. How does this conservatorship law fit into all of this?
Yeah, and I asked Mayor Todd Gloria that question, and he said to think of it like a spectrum. On one hand, you're doing nothing. Care court would be in the middle. That is voluntary care. And on the other hand, that is conservatorship. On the other side, that is conservatorship, kind of an extreme action, something as more of a last resort. He says the hope is conservatorship, or that care court could prevent people from sliding into conservatorship. Now, I should note that even if the governor does sign this into law, it's likely to face some legal obstacles.
A lot of people very interested in this method for trying to fight our homelessness crisis and just the people out there dealing with severe mental illness and addiction. Kelly Hessedal reporting for us live. Thanks, Kelly.